In a new advertisement, the National Rifle Association warns left-wing journalists that, quote, time is running out for them. Here it is.
To every lying member of the media, to every Hollywood phony, to the role model athletes who use their free speech to alter and undermine what our flag represents, to the politicians who would rather watch America burn than lose 1 ounce of their own personal power, to the late-night hosts who think their opinions are the only opinions that matter, to the Joyanne Reeds, the Morning Joes, the Mikas, to those who stain honest reporting with partisanship, to those who bring bias and propaganda to CNN, The Washington Post, and The New York Times, your time is running out.
That's Dana Lash. Of course, in the ad, she speaks for the NRA, and she joins us tonight. Dana, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Tucker.
So you are being criticized for inciting violence, some say, by that phrase, time is up. What does that mean?
Well, Time's Up, of course, is a play on the Time's Up movement, the Hollywood progressivism that for so long tolerated and celebrated people like Roman Polanski and Woody Allen and Harvey Weinstein. But also at the very end of that video there, Tucker, it was an announcement for a program that I'm doing for NRA TV, because I think that a free people have the right to hold accountable and to fisc and fact check a free press. And so that's what it's all about. Now, to be clear, I don't believe in universal statements, and that's why to those people in the media and those people in Hollywood who are pushing propaganda or who are lying, yes, this is an indictment of you. And the program for NRA TV, which launches at the end of this month, Tucker, is focusing on media malpractice and holding accountable that media malpractice, which we have seen tons of, particularly in the past year.
What do you think that comes from? Where do you think the gut level animus you see in the media toward NRA, toward gun owners, where does that come from?
I think it's just, honestly, I think that there are a lot of people who don't understand middle America. I think that they don't understand individuals who are Second Amendment practitioners. I mean, you've talked about this on your show before, Tucker, and I edited under Andrew Breitbart big journalism for this very reason. I was entirely fed up with mainstream media, legacy media, and the malpractice thereof. And we saw how they disparaged and impugned the characters of those people, the members of the Tea Party. We saw them ignore and malign black conservatives. They ignore and malign conservative women. They ignore and malign gay conservatives. They bash good people in flyover nation who were good enough to vote for the Clintons for how many years? But then when they turn around and they vote for Donald Trump, suddenly, Tucker, those people become bigots and racist. And we've watched media malign so many good Americans and seem to only report one side of the story. I mean, for instance, just look at everything that's happened with Parkland. Where's the media focusing on the Broward sheriff, for instance, fighting the Miami Herald, who has done epic work? They've done amazing work in this story. And they filed a lawsuit against the Broward Sheriff's Office trying to get this video that the sheriff once promised that he was going to release. Where's the focus on that? Or the media or the political class that has let the mental crisis spiral out of control. Instead, honestly, Tucker, you know what they're writing about? They're writing about my musical taste in Newsweek and focusing on my appearance and me as a person and my husband and law-abiding gun owners all across the United States, instead of doing their due diligence and acting like the watchdog of the people. So who watches the watchers? That's the question.
If you're going to try and take people's guns away, don't you think you have a moral obligation and prevent them from protecting themselves? Don't you think you have an obligation to protect them better than our elites are now doing?
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Here we're looking at multiple systemic failures coming from the government that failed to protect us, all the while we have all of these individuals telling us, well, you can trust the government to protect you. Well, really, because they didn't with Sutherland Springs, and they didn't with Garland, Texas, and they didn't with San Bernardino, and they didn't with the Navy Yard, and they didn't in Parkland, and they didn't in Charleston. I could go on and on, because there were balls dropped in every single one of those instances, Tucker. And the political class has been largely silent. They haven't been moved to make sure that the background check system works, like Wayne LaPierre has called for 25 years to do. And so, I mean, this is where the focus, honestly, that's where the focus should be in all of this. But to the point of people trying to say that somehow fact-checking media is violent, the progressive left has been violent for a very long time. And I can't take seriously the criticisms of people, Tucker, who ignored the fires in Ferguson, and they ignored Antifa violence, and they ignored so many other things, and now they want to act like it's threatening to fact-check media.
I'm just laughing because if you're asking sincere questions about the people in charge, you're obviously working for Vladimir Putin. So good luck with your new Russian masters, Dana.
I had Russian salad dressing earlier this week, so I guess I must fire something.
It's unbelievable. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.